I hope you can see it.
Yeah.
All right. So what I have here is one small portion of what the learning experience platform actually looks like. Here we have the React course open in front of you, and you can see that we are looking at module 2 here. And within module 2, let me start by quickly showing you some of the learning assets that we provide. So in terms of the learning assets, the whole idea is that you have the instructor who's available. Let's say the instructor takes live classes. In addition to that, we also want you to learn using a wide array of content available in different formats. To give you a glimpse, let's say, here's what flashcards look like. Okay. Now, the idea is that before you begin learning a specific topic, you quickly go through a text-based summary of what you can expect to learn in this given module. So you're still learning, and you get to see how much time you would tentatively require. So let's say for reading this, let's say I need about 15 minutes. The module itself would contain, a large amount of content. It would have videos and a lot of things which I'll show you. But the idea is that you get a first-hand glimpse of how much time is required. And using the flashcards, you get a high-level overview of what you are, expecting to learn. Then we have, all these topics. So for example, let me jump into types of components, and, we have videos. So, oops, sorry, seems to be something wrong with the network at my end. Okay. So yeah. So anyway, we have videos here. We have recall quizzes. Recall quizzes are essentially a very quick and fast way of checking your conceptual recall. So for example, if I'm looking at this question, it says, what are the two kinds of components that you can build using React, right? So I've just gone through a topic which talks about a video, which talks about the types of components. And then I can quickly test my conceptual recall. So let's say, let me try that out. And when I hit submit, it says, sorry, you've got it wrong, but it also tells me what is the right answer. So I can quickly test my recall. Again, this is not a test, but once you've seen a video, you would want to have your concepts quickly, checked and evaluated. So that's where these conceptual recall quizzes come into the picture. Then we have other kinds of learning assets. For example, we have the slide decks. So a lot of material is also compiled together in the form of slides. So you can go through it, has a lot of content, which you can, at peace, you can sit and you can read through it. We also have a lot of reading material, which is available for all the programs. So here's what it quickly looks like. You can actually expand this for a better learning experience. And this is your dynamic reading material, which you can create. So hotspots and a lot of other things. And once you've learned everything, so you've seen the videos, you've seen flashcards, you've seen slide deck and everything, and you've also attended the live sessions or the instructor led training, the next important thing is, how do you practice? So for practice, what we have on this platform are Cloud Lab enabled exercises. So what is Cloud Lab? Now, Cloud Lab is a dedicated virtual machine. Think of it as a computer somewhere in the cloud, which is integrated into this learning experience platform that we call Prism, right? And what we have done here is we have developed a complete in-browser development experience that you'll get to see. So what I've just done is I've started the lab, which is, think of it, you're booting up your laptop, right? Think of it in the same fashion as booting up your laptop. So it'll take a couple of seconds. Once it boots up, what will happen is you'll get to see developer experience. Here it is loading up that experience. So let's just give it a second. You'll see the instructions are on the left-hand side. You have, all the necessary text, necessary instructions on what you're supposed to do with this. And on the right-hand side, you will see a code editor, which will be loaded up with this specific exercise, right? And all you have to do is just follow the instructions, apply the code here. You can see the result also in real time. So what it's doing right now is just loading up the exercise and setting up the environment for you. And we'll just give it a second to load up. All right. So once this is loaded up, you have your code editor here, which in fact works a lot like Microsoft's VS Code, which is it's probably one of the most popular code editors these days. I mean, most of the open source community is using it. So this thing in the browser works in exactly the same fashion. So you can write your code here. It immediately gets updated in this browser panel, which is called your result. So I have a working application here which I can play with, which is built using the instructions that are given here on the left hand side. And you also have the expected result pane. So this is basically what I'm required to build. So I'm required to build this small widget which sort of computes how many characters and how many words I'm typing in real time. And that's the whole task here. It's a React application that you have to build. You can also compare and see what you are building versus what is required to be built, right? So all that is there. Now, this is a practice session. And the user interface, the experience that you're looking at will differ from course to course. So if you're working with a Linux course, because we have Linux in the curriculum also, you'll get a Linux terminal which you can play with. So you don't have to download and install anything. I mean, the entire thing is there in the browser in a seamless fashion. Okay. You finish this exercise and you hit the submit answer button. What it then does is it checks to see if you've completed the exercise successfully or not. In this case, I've not done that. There are still some points which are missing, which is why I get this, sorry, there is an error in your code. And I can go back, I can go through the instructions, validate and see whether I've got it right or wrong, right? So this is something which makes your practice sessions a breeze. And we have very good quality virtual machines which are integrated into this environment. If you're beginning, if you're a non-coder, if you come from a non-tech background, you'll love this because it does not require any kind of a setup or any kind of a manual intervention. Just hit a button, it comes up and it gives you this experience, right? And as I said, this experience is tailor-made for all kinds of courses. So if you're in the MongoDB course, which is a database, you'll get a completely different UI, you'll get a completely different interface. Here you can see this interface is in place. And in addition to the practice sessions, as I mentioned, that we also have assessments. So you have module end assessments, which are essentially multiple choice based quizzes. They are exams which you get a grade for. And while this is used for testing scenario based questions or let's say your concepts and your theoretical aspects, we also have what we call micro projects. These are called assignments. These micro projects are essentially like exams, small exams, gradable exams where you get a problem statement. So here's one that you can see where I'm required to build this interface, this small application, and the problem statement gives me all the necessary data that I require to attempt this exercise. Okay. And once I'm ready, after going through all this, I can hit start assignment. And once again, we get back to the Cloud Labs based developer experience. Sorry. So you'll notice here that this is much more comprehensive. You get a much better developer experience in this case because you're working with a bigger project. You're working with something that is a bigger start to end task. So you'll get a much better interface, almost exactly like VS Code running in your browser. So these kind of things, enable a seamless learn to practice to assess experience that you get, right? So I just want to take a second and quickly show you how that looks like. Yep. So those of you who are familiar with VS Code or any other code editor would sort of find this to be quite familiar. And we have this application which is running here at this point in time. I can write my code. I have all the files here. I also have the completed application, which I can play with, for example, here. So this is my completed application. Of course, I don't get to see the code behind it, but what I see is the completed application. I can play with it and I can see what is what. And then once you hit submit, it does the evaluation. It gives you your report. So that brings up to the last stage of this 4-stage process: learning, practice getting assessed through quizzes as well as through these kind of projects. And once all that is done, then let me show you what a report actually looks like. So the whole idea of treating, learning as an immersive experience is that you should be able to see how well you're doing in a program. Most programs don't give you an indicator of how well you're doing. You get something right, you get a tick mark there. You watch a video, you get a tick mark. But do you actually get to see how you're progressing in a specific course? And this progress is what is very, very critical. It actually lets you quantify your investment on training. So here is an example here. Now, a person who started with a score of, I think this is 3.09 on day one, at the 31-day mark, has reached up to a level of 28.05, and this will keep on going, right? So and you also get to see how you're doing in individual sub skills, which are like categorical things that you do with technology. So things like software testing, data flow, debugging, working with server-side rendering, code splitting. Now we're talking about the React course. So these are things which are associated with React. So you get to see how well this particular learner is doing. We also capture a lot of other things, your strengths, areas of development. So the system guides you, right? So it gives you a very clear indicator of where you're going right, where you're going wrong, and how you should actually spend your energies. What are the artifacts that you should go through, and how you should actually enhance your learning overall. You also get to see your time spent analysis. Like, this is all the telemetry data that we capture. So if I've got 9 hours and 37 minutes of video, how much of that video has been seen, and all this data is there. How are you consuming the artifacts? How many assessments have you done? On how many hands-on exercises have you done? How many recall quizzes have you done? How much of the reading material have you consumed, right? So all that data is also there, plus a one-stop sort of place to see all your score that you've been getting across this. Now, as a program, as a full stack program, this is one of the courses that we have. So you see this report, which gives you a high-level overview of the skills that you are gaining as you traverse from course to course. So you can see here that this is the current spread of skills that this learner has gained after going through the courses in the program. Okay, so this is what immersive learning experience basically means. And as I mentioned, that you also have instructor-led training. So Prism, this learning experience platform, which is called Prism, is like a unified application. And by the way, this is a full stack application made with React, Node.js, Express, and MongoDB. As a full stack application, as a unified command center, if I can call it, for the learner, you can simply log in here, click on join, and access your live class every day directly, or whenever that class is supposed to be, right? So if a class is supposed to happen on the weekends, you'll get the calendar here as a learner. You just go here, hit the join button, and you're straight away logged into a session automatically. And once the session is done, you get to see the recordings of that session also. So it's a pretty comprehensive learning experience platform that we have built. And the program has been built exclusively for the platform to ensure that we utilize all the capabilities. And this is what an immersive experience actually looks like, right? So that's what learning, that's what this experience is all about. I hope that clarifies.
Amazing. I'm so excited just looking at the whole platform, and especially like the reports, right? It gives me.
It is. It's taken us it has taken us almost 3 years to create this platform, and it's still, it's still growing. So we are adding tons of features for both the enterprise as well as individual learners, catering to the world, all kinds of people on the platform. Yeah, that's how it is. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, this is. So yeah, and all of you here do get to build something like this after you do this course. So that's
absolutely exciting. You can definitely you can. This is a full stack application, as I mentioned during the demo. it's built using React. It's built using, Node.js, Express, MongoDB, the same technologies that we're covering in the program also. So yeah, pretty
Amazing.
much.
Great. Thank you for taking us through the platform. Truly, truly immersive
Hey,
learning.
happy to help.
And I hope everybody, really enjoyed seeing what lies ahead of them if they enroll in this program.
Yes.
All right, time to take some questions. There's one question on, can we do the course at our own pace, or are there any time bounds? Exactly, there are time bounds, so that you complete it in 9 months. That's the duration after which you get your certificate of completion. And there are certain provisions during the course to enable some form of flexibility. However, because you will be say graded against your batchmates, right? There's also a lot of peer learning components that can be you can make use of. You'll be learning with peers from across the globe. So definitely ensure that you're doing this in the time frames that you're asked to submit. I hope that answers your question. The second question is there any interactive session for the course? Can we go ahead of the curriculum? So we try to keep accesses provided for each of the components, like Sachin showed you, like all of the courses right in one go. So we try to ensure that you get access as and when uh, the duration is right. So say this month, you can definitely go to the link that I've shared in the chat box. Check out the program, this curriculum there. You can see, okay, that we've split it according to modules. So at every module level, say 5 modules will be open for this month, and that's what you will be stipulated to complete during this month. So that's how it'll proceed. This ensures that all of you are attending the same instructor-led sessions, right? All of you are completing things on time. We also have a learner support from upgrad, which is called like the upgrad buddy, who ensures that for whatever reason you're slacking behind your schedule, you have somebody to reach out to. Are there required live sessions? I didn't really get that question. The live sessions are open for you to attend or not attend. They will definitely add a lot of value, and you can also ask your doubts to the instructors who are taking those sessions. So it becomes a lot more engaging. All right. Any other questions? I think I've answered the ones which we received. Okay, are there job placement services upon completion? You can definitely make use of the job portal that we have, and you can access job opportunities available. We do have services that will help you, say an AI powered profile builder, right, which will help you with building your profile, creating an e-portfolio of your projects that you can use in your interviews. So you need not wait until the end of the program to start applying for jobs. You definitely can start a little ahead of time, and we do have the support in place. We do not guarantee placements, if that's what the question was. But yeah, as Sachin mentioned, and as I spoke about the 800,000 jobs just in the US, right, available for full stack development, you've got a plethora of opportunities out there, and a lot of you may end up with like 3-4 offers at least in hand, right? And you will be the ones choosing.
And I'd just like to add one thing here. I mean, again, so jobs in the US is one factor which you rightly said, but one outcome of the past 2 years has been remote jobs. So a lot of companies across the world have opened their doors to remote working. People from all over the globe can now work all over the globe. So that's something which was barely there, I mean, 2 years back. But now You have remote jobs which have just come up like anything. So you have so many opportunities, even above and beyond your cities, your countries. You can just work anywhere, from anywhere. So yeah, unlimited opportunities, I would say.
Great. And I think one of the questions was also answered by my teammate, which is, the interactive sessions, meaning teaching assistant-led sessions, which sort of is, if you have questions on any module during the course, we also have teaching assistant sessions where you can reach out to them for doubt resolution. And for the question which says, can we finish the course ahead of time? The capstone project is the final project where you make use of all that you've learned through the course. That opens in the last month of the course, and that's what you will be covering during the last 4 weeks. All right, this was amazing. I think we overshot by a little amount of time, but I think I've had fun listening to you, Sachin, and also
likewise. I think it was a great session. It was great interacting with you, and let's hope we have more sessions in the future, and we talk to more people. And all the best to everyone who attended. We hope to see you in the program. We hope to see you become good full stack developers in the future. All the best.
Thank you. And I hope you can just answer these 2 questions. If you like the session, give us a thumbs up. I mean, I can't see you giving a thumbs up, so you can just click on whether this session met or exceeded your expectations. And if you'd like to attend more sessions with us. Thank you for your time, Sachin, and thank you everybody for being here with
my
us.
Pleasure.
Look forward to other sessions.
Thank you for hosting me. Thank you so much.